Wowie, it's Friday, the 28th of May, and we have been talking about transformation as we move up this ladder in the Kiva, the last rung, transformation to enter into the light and the land of purpose. I really love the way you used that language yesterday, that we move up into the light to enter a land of purpose where we are called for a purpose. And I'm going to read the end of this chapter now, and I invite you to enjoy this Choctaw elder's words. Faith, the first rung on the ladder to light, begins with trust. In a world with so few things left to trust, we must receive and accept the critical invitation to trust in the Spirit. I cannot convince you there is a Spirit. I cannot argue you into believing it or prove it like a mathematical equation. All I can do is share my story, my message, and ask if there is anything in it that seems familiar to you. Have you been in the Kiva before? Have you ever felt the darkness around you? Have you ever seen a light beyond you? Have you ever felt you were climbing? Have you ever noticed you are not alone? The ancestors' wisdom is communicated not by trying to convert you to an idea, but by comforting you and asking you to remember a feeling. This confidence in the final victory of light over darkness is not for me alone, not for any one faith tradition, not for a private salvation, but for the whole tribe of the human beings. Like my ancestors, I believe we all came from the same place, the same womb, and that we are all journeying to the same place, the land without shadows. These are not metaphors, they are real. We all come from the same womb, and we will all reach the same destination. If we can accept those two bookends of hope, we can begin working together. We are related, we are siblings, we are a family, we have a common bond. We are here for a reason. We are going somewhere. We will take that trip together. We will arrive at the destination toward which we have traveled. Spirituality is not a collection of arcane and secret information. It is a simple and practical awareness. Kinship is the clue to both our place of origin and to our place of destination. The peace to come will come at a price. It always does. I do not try to write about spiritual things with the pretense that it will all occur without struggle. The climb to light is hard. It takes courage. It takes commitment. Most of all, it takes sacrifice. Sacrifice is not a popular word in this culture of instant gratification. We do not like to give up anything. We want the luxury and the privilege to continue. Our sense of justice is that these same indulgences can be extended to everyone, but that is not going to happen. That is not the way it will work. And here's a Facebook post. Deepest love. May the Spirit's peace come to you like snowfall in the night, silently and least expected, surrounding your home, covering your world, keeping you safe against all danger. May it rest upon your shoulder like the hand of an old friend, comforting and supportive, always there without the need for a single word spoken. May it lift you up like a spring storm, fresh with the scent of rain, clearing old hurts away with the winds of change, carrying your heart to heaven like a kite on the string of faith. May the Spirit's peace be with you like your deepest love, constant, steady, carrying beyond the compass of compassion to the depth of your soul, a stillness no power on earth could create or contain. Now this is back to commentary. I speak of my culture often because it is an alternative. It is a different way to see the world. I do not think it is the only way to see, nor the right way to see, but I do believe it is a helpful way to see. If we are ever to find unity in our diversity, it will not be through status, but through relationship. If we are to ever live on the earth in a sustainable and just way, it will not be through private possession, but through public sharing. When we are at peace, when we know the Spirit is real, and when we are doing our part in unfolding justice and mercy, I believe our spiritual life becomes as natural as breathing. Every breath is a prayer. We will make mistakes. We will have some good days and some bad days. We will find ourselves on different rungs of the ladder at different times, but the access point between ourselves and the Spirit, between the kiva and the light, will remain constant. The ladder will remain fixed and secure. We will go deeper, we will rise higher, but we will always remain in balance with the Spirit, connected by kinship with one another, woven into the basket of creation, made for a good purpose and blessed with a reason to be. I have climbed the ladder more than once. I have come into the light and returned to tell others what I have seen. What I share is only my heart, nothing more. It is who I am. It is what I think and know and feel. There is a land just beyond. There is a hope worth believing in. No religion or political party can claim that land or define its borders or control its immigration. It is a free land, an open land. It is the earth at rest and the tribe of the human beings at peace. I've seen it. I've breathed its clean air. I have heard its waters flowing to the sea. I am betting you have seen it too. We must give one another hope by giving permission to speak our visions, those intimate things we see when we look through the eyes of faith. We have all had spiritual visions. We've all glimpsed what we think is wondrous, beautiful, and holy. We have found our hopes suddenly incarnated. They are images that may last only briefly. Spiritual visions are deeper than doctrines. They are untamed and unmanaged, I should say. They do not necessarily conform to any religious dictionary. By releasing them, by giving one another the freedom to speak in a visionary way, we open a channel for human beings to share in transformation. My ancestors painted their dreams on their houses for all to see. It was their way of saying, this is me, this is what I believe, therefore this is what I see. In the same way, we must be transparent in our own faith, willing to take the risk of telling others what the Spirit has shown us through a lifetime of our experience. I have endless questions that began long ago when I was a little boy and have stayed with me into my winter years, questions I will take with me wherever I go next. These questions prompted me to write this book. They are questions I shared in prayer and received an answer to when I stilled my mind and listened for the Spirit's response. These questions are the ladder I crafted deep within the kiva. These questions are bringing light into darkness. When we share our questions together, we become our own answer. We discover there is no one right way to do everything. We understand that no single plan will encompass the way forward. And if we seek to bring light into the darkness, then we must rely on the wisdom of us all. We listen to one another. We are patient with one another. We spend time with one another. Eventually, we trust one another because we see ourselves in one another. In other words, we go into the kiva together. We return to our place of beginning. We find our common good. We share our stories. And this is a Facebook post. Pray with me. Come sit with me here beneath the shade in the quiet corner of creation. And together we will sort out the worries of the world. We may not have the power to make things right with a single word, but we have words enough to speak the truth. And there is a power in truth greater than money can buy. From our bench, we will survey the great garden of hope, growing in an abundance that knows no borders, welcoming the children of every land, sheltering the elders who stroll the paths of peace. Come pray with me in any way you want. until our prayers appear like fireflies here beneath the shade, telling us it is time to go, time to make our way home until another day. And commentary. I have made the climb I describe in these pages. I have reached the top of the ladder of my faith, and I have seen what waits for us there, if we will believe in it enough to try to reach it. I have looked into the four sacred directions. I've witnessed the moment when the earth and the sky meet in perfect balance. I've heard the voice of all my relatives from all the tribes of creation chanting the new morning into being. I've seen my ancestors gathering in the mist of first light, gathering with those of every nation under heaven. And I am a witness, a scout of the sacred, come home to describe a hope that has no language to contain it. I wrote this book like a weaver, pulling together questions and answers, dreams and doubts, the messages of the Spirit, and my own thoughts in prayer. Now I will sit beside you in the kiva, in the lodge, in the tent of our meeting. Now I will be silent so I can listen and learn, so I can discover if what I see is what you see, if our vision is truly the same. And his Facebook post. Since time began, I have seen prayer flags fluttering in the thin and cold mountain air, bright bits of color against a turquoise sky, flags of love and compassion. I have seen candles flicker in the hushed vaults of cathedrals, tiny lights in the peaceful darkness, signs of longing and gratitude. I have seen dancers moving feathers and fringe beneath the moon, circling the drum that summons them, ancient steps retraced 1,000 times. I have seen my own words rising, dreams of healing rising into stillness, streams of smoke rising from a fire burning since time began. And tomorrow I'll do the ending of the book. Let's pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Yes, so what is your vision? I'm having the session do that. We've been working on that, the vision for this church. They've literally been sending me pictures of their vision. And maybe some of you would like to do the same. What's the vision for this church? What's your vision? What spiritual vision do you see? What spiritual vision do you see for your life? Maybe for your family's life or this community's life. Pretty powerful. I pray that the Spirit will work through us all to bring us to kinship and to a community of understanding and love and care for each other. Have a blessed day.